They will tell you that life is a game of chance. They will say you were dealt a hand you cannot change. They will whisper that greatness is reserved for the chosen few, for those born in the right places at the right times to the right people. They are wrong. The truth is this: the most powerful force in the world is not circumstance. It is belief. And belief, real belief, is not a wish. It is not a hope. It is a decision. It is a fire set deep inside a soul that refuses to die. Every empire was first built inside a mind. Every fortune was first minted in the currency of imagination. Every masterpiece, every revolution, every breakthrough, all of them began as nothing more than a thought someone refused to let go of. Understand this: belief is creation. The world you walk through today was shaped by the minds of those who believed when it was madness to believe. Thomas Edison, sitting alone in his laboratory after hundreds of failures, still believing that light could be captured in a bulb. Henry Ford laughed out of every respectable engineering room, still believing the common man could own an automobile. Walt Disney, bankrupt and ridiculed, still believing in a world no one else could see. They were not lucky. They were not gifted. They were believers. And belief, when it is unbreakable, bends reality itself. But belief is not born in comfort. It is forged in the furnace of doubt, on the anvil of rejection, under the hammer of failure. It is tested 1,000 times until it either shatters or becomes unbreakable. You will face this test. If you dare to dream, if you dare to demand more from life, you will be challenged. The world will press against you with all its weight. It will whisper at first, then it will roar. It will offer you every reason to give up. It will give you excuses, distractions, doubts dressed up as logic, fear disguised as practicality. But remember this: it is not the world that decides who you become. It is your belief that decides. The strongest walls you will ever face are not built of stone or steel. They are built of doubt. And the only weapon strong enough to break them is unbreakable belief. Because belief rewires the mind. It commands the body. It electrifies action. It pulls unseen forces into motion. When you believe, truly believe, with every fiber of your being, your mind sharpens, your senses heighten, your creativity ignites. You see opportunities others are blind to. You find energy others don't know they have. You persist long after others have surrendered. Unbreakable belief is the soil from which all miracles grow. It begins with a decision, not a casual choice, not a New Year's resolution that fades by February. A real decision, an inner declaration that this is who I am and this is what I will become no matter the cost. Clarity follows belief. Once you decide who you are and what you are here to do, the fog of uncertainty begins to lift. Most people never live the lives they want because they never define them. They drift, reacting to life instead of commanding it. But you must be different. You must know in vivid detail the life you are building. You must feel it, taste it, see it, hold it in your mind's eye until it is more real than the chair you sit in. Because the mind, when held in a state of sustained belief, will move mountains to make it so. There will be days when the vision feels distant. There will be nights when the dream feels impossible. You must believe anyway. You must believe when there is no applause. You must believe when the bank account is empty. You must believe when the door is slammed in your face. You must believe when they laugh, when they doubt, when they leave. Because the strength of your belief will not only sustain you, it will inspire others. It will become a beacon, a gravitational force, pulling people and circumstances and opportunities into your orbit. Do not wait for proof to believe. Belief is not a response to evidence. It is the creator of evidence. The Wright brothers did not wait for the world to believe man could fly. They built a machine that flew because they believed first, and the world had no choice but to catch up. You must live in the world you are building, not the one you are walking through. You must treat your vision as reality, because the mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. Hold the image, feed the image, obsess over the image. When discouragement comes, and it will, go back to the image. When fear whispers, and it will, strengthen the image. When doubt poisons the air around you, breathe deeper into the image. You are not your current results. You are not your bank balance. You are not your circumstances. You are your belief, and belief, when it becomes unbreakable, has the power to alter everything. There is a secret the truly successful know. It is this: the mind is a magnet. It draws to it the people, the resources, the timing, the ideas, the chances it needs, but only when it is charged by belief. Weak belief produces weak attraction. Scattered belief produces scattered results. Unbreakable belief, unwavering, focused, burning belief, summons miracles. You will be tempted to compromise. You will be tempted to lower your standards, to shrink your dreams to fit the small minds around you. Do not. Hold your vision sacred. Hold your belief like a torch against the dark. Fan its flames with discipline, with action, with gratitude. Build it stronger every day until the universe itself must bend in your direction. No one will hand you your dreams. No one will save you. No one will believe for you. It must be you. It must start now. Because belief is not something you turn on and off. It is a way of living. It is the lens through which you see the world. It is the armor that shields you from failure, and the sword that carves your path through the impossible. If you want to change your life, truly change it, begin with unbreakable belief. And once you find it, once you forge it, never let it go. Because belief, when it is pure and strong and relentless, is the most powerful force in existence. Understand this truth. The world has always been reshaped by those willing to believe what others called impossible. It was belief that drove Abraham Lincoln to hold the Union together through a bloody Civil War, when lesser men would have crumbled under the weight of despair. It was belief that pushed Nelson Mandela to endure 27 years of imprisonment without surrendering his vision of freedom. It was belief that fueled Helen Keller, blind and deaf, to unlock a mind the world thought was unreachable. History remembers those who believed longer, harder, louder than the voices that told them to quit. Belief is the great separator. It divides the extraordinary from the ordinary. It is the quiet engine behind every great achievement, unseen, yet unmistakably powerful. But belief alone is not passive. It demands action. It demands sacrifice. It demands the willingness to move forward when the road ahead is dark, when the map is unclear, when every step feels like it might be your last. You must act on your belief as if it were already real. Speak the words you would speak if you had already succeeded. Take the steps you would take if the goal were already achieved. Walk through the world not as a beggar pleading for scraps, but as a creator, building your empire with your own hands. Action breathes life into belief. Each step forward, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect, reinforces the image you hold. Each moment of discipline, each refusal to surrender to doubt, sharpens the mind and deepens the roots of your faith. And when your actions and your beliefs align, when there is no division between what you say you want and how you live, you become unstoppable. But beware, the enemy of belief is not failure. The enemy of belief is hesitation. It is waiting for permission. It is the disease of someday. It is telling yourself you'll start when you feel ready, when you have more money, when the timing is better, when life is easier. There is no perfect time. There is only now. And belief, real belief, seizes the moment because it knows that hesitation is death. Greatness is always inconvenient. Opportunity rarely knocks at a polite hour. The dream will demand that you move before you are comfortable, before you are certain, before you feel prepared. That is the nature of faith. To step forward even when the staircase disappears into the fog. To trust that your foot will find solid ground even when you cannot see it. You will stumble. You will fall. You will question everything. Good. That is the refining fire that separates the ones who only wanted it from the ones who meant it. Every struggle you endure, every setback you overcome is sharpening your mind, hardening your will, preparing you for the moment when the door swings open and you are ready to step through it. The world is not waiting to give you a handout. It is waiting to see if you are serious. It will test you. It will push you. It will ask you again and again, how bad do you want it? And your answer must be written in your actions, not once, not for a week, not when it's easy, but over and over and over, until there is no doubt, not in your mind, not in the minds of others, not in the mind of life itself, that you will not be denied. This is the path of the few, the road of the resilient, the journey of those who do not merely wish for greatness, but demand it, declare it, breathe it. And with every passing day, with every forward step, you strengthen the unseen forces around you. Belief is a signal you send into the universe, and the universe responds, not to your words, not to your casual wishes, but to the deep, pounding certainty you hold within your chest. The wealth you seek, the love you crave, the purpose you yearn for, they are drawn to belief like rivers to the sea. Because belief carries the frequency of destiny. It announces, I am ready. It announces, I am willing. It announces, I am becoming. And so you must nurture it, protect it, feed it daily with the disciplines that strengthen your spirit. Wake early, move your body, feed your mind with greatness. Visualize your future with crystal clarity. Speak your dreams into existence, not once, but every day, until they are etched into the fibers of your being. Guard your circle. Not everyone deserves access to your dreams. There are those who, out of their own fear, will attempt to shrink your vision, not out of malice, but out of limitation. Love them, but do not let them write your story. Build an environment that supports your belief. Read what inspires you. Listen to those who have climbed the mountains you seek to conquer. Surround yourself with reminders of who you are becoming. And most of all, keep moving. Because belief without action decays into regret. Movement, however small, however messy, is proof to the universe that you mean what you say. It is not the speed that matters. It is the direction. Forward. Always forward. One step at a time. One decision at a time. One act of faith after another. There will be moments of loneliness. There will be days when you question whether the struggle is worth it. There will be nights when doubt slithers in, whispering that maybe they were right. Maybe you should settle. Maybe you should quit. Do not listen. Do not bow. Do not break. Because just beyond the point where most people give up, just beyond the moment when your strength feels spent, just beyond the night where your heart feels hollow, lies the breakthrough you have been seeking. The tipping point, the moment when belief crosses over into reality, when the walls fall, when the gates open, when the life you held in your mind stands before you, real, tangible, undeniable. And when that moment comes, when you look around and realize you are living what once seemed like a fantasy, you will know the truth. It was never luck. It was never circumstance. It was never permission from the world. It was your belief, unbreakable, untouchable, unstoppable. And once you know that, truly know it, there will be no limit to what you can build next. There will always be those who scoff at belief, the cynics, the skeptics, the ones who pride themselves on their so-called realism. as if resignation were a badge of honor. They will tell you that dreaming is dangerous. They will tell you that hope is foolish. They will tell you that believing too much will only lead to disappointment. And yet, every monument that stands, every invention that reshaped the world, every movement that shook history, was built by the unreasonable ones, the men and women who dared to believe when it made no sense to believe. So let them scoff, let them doubt, let them shrink their lives to fit their fear. You were born for more. There is a reason the dream was planted inside you and not inside them. There is a reason you feel restless when you settle. There is a reason your heart beats faster at the thought of becoming more, creating more, living fully. It is because you are called, not in the grand, dramatic way the world imagines, but in the quiet, relentless tug of your own soul demanding you rise higher. And to answer that call, you must live differently. You must reject the addiction to comfort. You must let go of the need for constant reassurance. You must become immune to the opinions of those who have never dared to dream for themselves. Greatness is a lonely road at first, because few are willing to pay the price belief demands. But as you walk it, you will grow stronger. The solitude will become a sanctuary. The discipline will become your freedom. The work will become your worship. And over time, your belief will not just sustain you, it will transform you. You will become the kind of person who no longer chases success. You will attract it. Because success is not something you pursue. It is something you are drawn to by the person you become. And the person you become is shaped by what you believe. When you believe you are worthy, you act differently. When you believe you are powerful, you carry yourself differently. When you believe the impossible is possible, you attempt things that terrify most people. And in doing so, you move mountains that others said could never be moved. Belief rewrites identity, and identity governs destiny. If you truly wish to change your life, you must not start with your circumstances. You must start with your mind. You must speak to yourself in the language of greatness. You must affirm again and again, even when the evidence is not yet visible, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming. Not as empty affirmations, but as declarations of truth yet to be seen. Because belief is a seed. At first it looks like nothing, a speck, a whisper, an invisible thing buried beneath the surface. But if you water it daily with discipline, if you protect it fiercely from the weeds of doubt, if you expose it to the light of action and perseverance, it will break through the ground. It will grow roots deeper than fear itself. It will rise, slow but unstoppable, until one day it stands towering, undeniable, above all the doubts that once tried to kill it. Most people never see this harvest. Not because the seed was wrong, not because the soil was barren, but because they stopped watering it when the storms came. Because they listened to the voices that said, give up. Because they judged the dream too soon, called it dead before it had the chance to bloom. But not you. You are different. You must be different. You must see the unseen. You must believe in the roots before you see the leaves. You must hold the vision when it feels like you are holding nothing but air, because the greatest victories are won in the invisible before they are celebrated in the visible. Long before the world claps for you, you must clap for yourself. Long before the world believes in you, you must believe in yourself. Long before the door opens, you must walk as if it is already unlocked. This is not delusion, this is creation. The sculptor sees the masterpiece inside the stone before he strikes the first blow. The architect sees the towering skyscraper before the first brick is laid. The champion sees the victory before the crowd ever roars. So must you. See it, feel it, live it. Because reality is not something you wait for. Reality is something you build, day by day, thought by thought, action by action. And if you are willing to believe longer than the world tells you to, if you are willing to hold your faith when the nights are long and the rewards are few, if you are willing to become the embodiment of your dreams before they manifest, you will step into a life that others call lucky, but you will know better. You will know it was belief, unbreakable, relentless, pure, the kind of belief that does not need applause to keep moving, the kind of belief that does not need evidence to stand firm, the kind of belief that forges men and women into legends. And when you look back on the path you traveled, when you stand at the summit and see the landscape of your new life stretching before you, you will realize something profound. The greatest gift was not the achievement itself. The greatest gift was who you had to become to achieve it, the strength you built, the patience you cultivated, the resilience you earned, the faith you forged through every hardship, every heartbreak, every lonely step forward. That is the real reward. That is the true treasure, because if you can believe through the storms, you will never fear the storms again. If you can build unshakable belief once, you can build it again and again and again on bigger dreams, grander visions, higher mountains. And soon you will find there is no mountain too high, no dream too audacious, no goal too distant, because you carry within you the one force that cannot be defeated, unbreakable belief. And with that, you will write your name among the stars. Listen closely. The moment you decide that your belief will never break, you set forces in motion that most people will never understand. You awaken something ancient within you, the primal drive that built civilizations from dust, the burning hunger that turned dreams into dynasties, the relentless will that carried explorers across oceans and visionaries across centuries. You tap into the purest form of human potential, the soul's refusal to settle for less than it was created to become. Understand this. The world does not shape the believer. The believer shapes the world. Every towering achievement you admire, every story of triumph that stirs your spirit, every life that echoes through history like a thunderclap, was carved into existence by someone who refused to let their belief die, not because they were lucky, not because they were favored, but because they endured. They endured the mockery. They endured the loneliness. They endured the endless waiting, the crushing defeats, the nights so dark they forgot what the sun looked like, and still they chose to believe. Belief was the bridge they crossed when everything else fell away. Belief was the torch they carried when the road vanished into darkness. Belief was the anchor they clung to when the storms raged loud enough to drown out every other voice. And now it is your turn. Your dreams are not random. Your vision is not an accident. It is a glimpse into the life that wants to be born through you, if you are brave enough to believe. Every day you hesitate, you dim that light a little more. Every day you second guess. You weaken the bridge between who you are and who you are meant to become. But every day you believe, even in whispers, even with trembling hands, even when the results are nowhere to be seen, you grow stronger. You move closer. You mold reality around the fire of your conviction. There will be moments when you feel unseen. There will be seasons where progress feels invisible. There will be days where doubt creeps into your mind like a thief in the night. Remember, this is not the universe telling you to quit. This is the universe asking you to prove how bad you want it, because life will always test the dreamer before it crowns the king. It will always strip away the false believers, the ones who only wanted it when it was easy, the ones who only showed up when they were applauded. But the real ones, the ones who rise from nothing and create empires from thin air, they are forged in silence, forged in solitude, forged in the fire of unseen effort and unshakable belief. So when you feel forgotten, when you feel invisible, when you feel like nothing is working, good. That is the anvil where greatness is born. Do not curse the struggle. Bless it. It is teaching you endurance. It is hardening your spirit. It is sculpting you into a vessel strong enough to carry the weight of your destiny. You must not crumble. You must not retreat. You must press forward, even if it's crawling, even if it's bleeding, even if it's inch by brutal inch. Because every step you take through the valley of doubt is a step the weak will not take. Every breath you draw in defiance of despair is a breath most will never have the courage to breathe. Every moment you hold the vision alive in your mind when the world gives you every reason to surrender. You are writing your name in the hall of legends, and in time, when the gates finally open, when the flood comes, when the dream manifests into flesh and bone and reality, it will seem to happen all at once. They will call you an overnight success. They will marvel at how quickly you rose. They will wonder how it happened so fast. But you will know. You will remember the years of silent work. You will remember the mornings you rose before the sun. You will remember the nights you went to sleep with nothing but faith to fill the empty spaces. You will remember the 1,000 tiny deaths you died every time you chose belief over fear. And you will smile, not because it was easy, not because it was fair, but because you became someone who could no longer be denied. That is the final transformation. Belief is not just about getting what you want. Belief is about becoming who you were destined to be. A force of nature, a living testament to the power of human will, a creator of worlds. And once you know that power lives inside you, once you feel it coursing through your veins, once you recognize that you were never waiting for permission, for luck, for a miracle, you are free. Free to dream bigger, free to dare more boldly, free to step into arenas too terrifying for those who still live on borrowed dreams. And from that place, you will build a life that not only fulfills you, but awakens others. You will become the proof that belief works, that perseverance is not wasted, that dreams are not foolish. You will be the lighthouse for others who are still lost in their storms. You will become a living reminder. If I can do it, so can you. And that is the true legacy, not the trophies, not the riches, not the applause. The real legacy is the lives you touch by daring to believe when it was hardest. So rise. Hold the line. Stand taller than the doubts, louder than the fears, fiercer than the storms. Grip your belief like a sword and carve your future into the walls of history, because you are not here to live small. You are not here to die with your dreams still locked inside you. You are here to build, to lead, to inspire. You are here to become unstoppable. You are here to embody the power of unbreakable belief.